Have you ever noticed something strange? You try so hard to start a conversation, throwing out, "Hey, how are you?" only for it to die in seconds. You're performing, yet no one is watching. Then, someone else walks in. They say very little. They don't tell the loudest jokes or have the flashiest clothes. But when they speak, the room leans in. Their words have weight. It's not magic. It's Stoic presence. Most people use words to hide their insecurities. The Stoic uses words to reveal their character. Today, I'm sharing 6 phrases and 1 powerful non-phrase that will instantly shift how the world responds to you. Pay close attention to the 4th one. It is the most misunderstood tool in human psychology, and mastering it changes everything. Welcome back to Stoic Nexus. Let's begin. 1. Tell me more about that. 4 simple words that open doors most people never even see. In modern conversation, most people are just waiting for their turn to speak. It's an ego-driven competition. You share a win, they share a bigger one. You share a struggle, they've had it worse. The spotlight never stays still. When you say, "Tell me more about that," and then you actually stop talking, you create a rare vacuum of attention. You aren't making yourself interesting. You are making them feel interesting. Epictetus famously said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak." When you give someone the gift of being heard, you become unforgettable. 2. I don't know. This is the ultimate separator between the fragile ego and the secure man. When someone asks a question, our instinct is to protect our status. We pretend. We give vague, word salad answers to sound smart. But pretense has a scent, and people can smell it. The man who calmly says, "I don't know," without apology or an excuse, communicates immense power. Why? Because it shows he isn't afraid of being seen as imperfect. As Socrates taught us, wisdom begins in the recognition of one's own ignorance. When you stop pretending, you become a man of truth. And strangely, people only start truly listening to you once they know you won't lie to them, just to save face. 3. That sounds hard. We live in a world of fixers. When someone shares a problem, a breakup, a failure, or stress, most people rush in with unsolicited advice. "You should do this," or "When it happened to me." They mean well, but it feels like judgment. It minimizes the other person's experience. Instead, try. That sounds hard. You aren't solving. You aren't lecturing. You are acknowledging. Stoic strength isn't about being a cold stone. It's about being a grounded anchor. By validating their reality, you provide a safe harbor. People are attracted to those who make them feel understood, not those who make them feel like a project to be solved. 4. Silence, the hidden tool. We've reached the 4th one, and it isn't a phrase at all. It is silence. Most people panic the moment a conversation pauses. They fill the gap with nervous laughter, ums, or random stories just to kill the quiet. To them, silence is a failure. To the Stoic, silence is a fortress. Watch the most influential people in any room. They are comfortable in the stillness. They don't rush to speak When you are comfortable with silence, it signals that you aren't seeking approval. You are comfortable with yourself. When you finally do speak after a pause, your words carry 10 times the impact because they are perceived as intentional, not reactive. C. It commands attention. 5. I appreciate you. Thank you is transactional. I appreciate you is personal. Thank you acknowledges the deed. You brought the coffee. You finished the report. But I appreciate you acknowledges the person behind the deed. It says, I see your character. I see your effort. In a hyper-productive world that treats people like machines, being the person who recognizes someone's humanity is incredibly rare. Use this phrase sparingly, but sincerely. When you acknowledge someone's value, you aren't just being nice. You are demonstrating the Stoic virtue of justice, giving others the credit and respect they deserve. 6. No, the hardest word to say and the most freeing. Most people say yes out of guilt, habit, or a fear of disappointing others. But every time you say yes to something that doesn't matter, you are saying no to your own growth, your peace, and your purpose. A man who cannot say no has no boundaries, and a man without boundaries earns no respect. When you say no calmly without a long, defensive explanation, you show that you value your time. Paradoxically, the more you protect your time, the more others will value it. Your yes only has power if your no is a real possibility. Subtract the noise. These 6 tools work because they aren't social hacks. They are reflections of a mind that has stopped performing for the crowd. Attraction isn't about adding more cool stories or more smart facts. It's about subtracting the noise, the need to impress, and the fear of what others think. The moment you stop performing, people stop watching the act and start noticing you. Build your presence one word at a time. If you found this helpful, like the video and join the Stoic Nexus by subscribing. We walk this path together, becoming better every day. The challenge. Which of these will you practice in the next 24 hours? Tell me more. I don't know. That sounds hard. Silence. I appreciate you. No. Choose one and comment below with your choice. Practice it and watch how the world responds. Stay grounded, stay stoic,